know the best thing about being by yourself in the house, despite it being creepy? It's like past midnight right now, and I can film, and no one can tell me not to. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Steph, and once again, I'm filming pretty much right after finishing a book, and that book for today, to kick off October, heyo, and that is I Am Haunted, Living Life Through the Dead by Zak Bagans from Ghost Adventures. Yeah, I just finished this book. It is on library though, and by the time this video goes up, it'll probably be back at the library though, because it's due on the 2nd of October. But I'm about a week ahead of the 2nd of October, so I'm here to talk to you about it and show off my tabs before I have to rip them out of the book. Fun! So this book is actually one I've wanted to read for a while. Zak has a few books out. I think he has like 2 or 3 if I'm not mistaken. And I've wanted to check out his books for a while. I'm a huge fan of Ghost Adventures ever since 2011 when the show first came out. Was it 2011? I remember the first episode I remember seeing was in 2011, The Birdcage Theater. I feel like that was the start of the show. If I'm wrong, fact check me. Okay, it got cold. This is creepy. Like I said, I'm here by myself, and I'm going to talk about a ghost book, and it's getting cold, and the air's not on. So that's really fun. It's creepy, guys. The house can get very creepy, especially because, like I said, I'm filming at midnight, but let's just get back to the book before I start freaking myself out. So like I said, he has a few books out. This one came out in 2015, and I think he has more recent one out after this, but let's just not get into that. First of all, I want to talk about this cover real quick because I love it. It kind of gives you that like early 2000 like grunge emo band aesthetic album cover look, you know, just like with the greens and the tones. It's like the spook factor. I hope the glare isn't too bad on it either, but like, ooh, I really dig it. Like this cover is very interesting to me. And he goes into it a bit later in the book, towards the end of the book. He talks about the cover and how it relates to the story he is telling. And, ooh, it fits so well. It's so cool. I really like how it ties in with the story. I keep talking about the story of this book. This book is really about Zak, his paranormal encounters. Well, obviously the show does that too. But really, his encounters behind the scenes, kind of delving into more of what we see on the episodes, sometimes behind the scenes of the episodes, some things we don't get to see, yada yada yada, things like that. We also get behind the scenes of Ghost Adventures itself. We also get behind the scenes of, like, directing and film, like, being a documentary filmmaker and working in the TV business. There's, like, all these different kind of behind the scenes things you get, as well as behind the scenes with Zak himself, and just behind the scenes of just paranormal investigation too, as well. It was a very interesting book for someone who is very interested in the paranormal. I loved it. I thought it was a very cool read. It is also under 300 pages. It's 269 pages. Ha! So if you're looking for a quick, spooky, ghosty read, I recommend it. That's why I'm filming this for October. Overall, it's an extremely interesting look into the mind of this paranormal investigator slash TV show host and TV personality. It is very interesting, and I've always found like the entire cast of Ghost Adventures to be very compelling people. And reading this book is like, it makes me really want to sit down with Zak Bagans and have a conversation with him. I would love to have a conversation with him. He's on my list of people, and this book just kind of pushed him up a little bit more. He's still not quite up there with, like, Brendan Urie and Ryan Ross, you know, but he is up there on my list of people I would love to have a conversation with. It would be awesome. One really interesting thing about this book is that Zak describes himself as a sensitive and an empath, which means he can feel the emotions of other people, and spirits can channel emotions through him, which I thought was very interesting, and he talks about it more, like in relative to cases and how he uses it as he's conducting interviews for investigations, and as when they're in the investigations, how it can affect him. And you can see that on the show. That, like, as reading this, I'm thinking of episodes, and it's like you can see that in certain episodes. And like, if you don't believe in ghosts, this whole video is just gonna be total bullshit to you. But honestly, it was such a good book. It's such a good companion to the Ghost Adventures show. I really think so. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, as someone who is a fan of Ghost Adventures, who is a fan of digging deeper into the possibility of the paranormal and expanding on theories about the paranormal. I really enjoy this book, and I highly recommend this book. And yeah. I almost didn't even mention, I'm filming this after I finished the video, which has only been like a couple minutes. I almost didn't mention the fact that the only reason I'm wearing the Shane Dawson shirt, I was going to wear a black shirt to kind of talk about this video, but the only reason I'm wearing the Shane Dawson shirt is because some of the things that Zach said about being a documentary filmmaker really resonated with me. It kind of like related to Shane for me. It really made me think of Shane Dawson and how his recent series have been going, and obviously this being filmed before his next one drops, which I'm not too excited for. But there's a lot of traits that Zach talks about with being a documentary filmmaker that I really see in Shane, and as he's evolving with his content. I really see some of the things that Zach talks about in Shane, and that's really exciting for me. And I want to talk about that. It may not make total sense with the rest of this review, but I really see these qualities that someone who is a very seasoned in doing television and making these documentaries, to see his perspective on it, and then to look at Shane Dawson and see what he's doing. I found that just to be something really cool to connect this book to something else I really enjoy. The paranormal has always fascinated me, and I have had my own kind of unexplained phenomena happen to me. Not just that, my family is pretty, I guess you could say, spiritual. I'm not on the level that they are, but I've been kind of raised in that we definitely believe in spirits thing, and like I said, I'm not as much as them, but I have had my own experiences that lead me to be like, yeah, I can see ghosts being a thing. I've seen compelling evidence. I've felt compelling evidence. So I believe in ghosts. Do you guys believe in ghosts? That's going to be the question of the day if you've made it this far in the video. But yeah, I'm just here to talk about one of Zach's spooky books. And I'm probably not doing it the justice it deserves. It was a really fascinating book, and it was just a really interesting read. I've been reading a lot of nonfiction recently, between Michelle McNamara's book about the Golden State Killer, and then we go to Zach's book about the paranormal. It's two very different sides of death. I've been reading some morbid things lately, and I'm about to go jump into an Adam Silvera book. So we're sticking with the morbid theme. As of right now, though, that's all I've got for you guys today. Have you guys read any of Zach's books? Are you a fan of Ghost Adventures? Do you believe in ghosts? I have so many questions for you guys today. It's unreal. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video here and just say that's all I've got for you guys today. As I was talking about before, I did finish reading Michelle McNamara's book about the Golden State Killer from my home state of California. And if you want to see that video, I'll leave that for you right here. It's kind of a discussion, not really a review, because, my God, was her writing just beautiful. If you want to see me gush about this book before I read it, I did pick it up from the library because my library just reopened, and if you want to see that video, I'll leave it for you right here. It's just me being very excited and talk about my library actually giving out free books that you get to keep, and it was amazing. Not this one, but a different one. It's awesome. If you want to subscribe, my face will be right here, as well as the button down there, and click the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you have a lovely day / night, and I'll see you later.